To help everyone prepare for the final exam, I want you guys to create a study guide using Bubble. So you're going to go to bubbl.us and you're going to log in. And once you're all logged in, you're going to hit New Mind Map. And in the center, we're just going to start by saying Final Exam. Now, Bubble automatically puts you in the grid mode, but I like the circle mode better, so I'm going to change it to that. And then now I'm going to zoom out just so I can see all my bubbles as I add them. So we're going to make a bubble for each unit. So the first unit we talked about was angles. Now, when we talked about angles, we talked about obtuse angles. We talked about acute angles. And we talked about right angles. Now, I want you guys to create your map to look like mine. It doesn't have to be in the same order or anything, but I want you guys to branch off of all of these and write your notes about what you know about each of the different angles and so forth. So I'm just going to move this around, make it look pretty. And then the next unit that we talked about was shapes. Now shapes is going to be a big branch because within shapes we talked about various types of each kind of shape. So this one's going to take a lot of room. And we also talked about quadrilaterals. Now off of each of these, I'm going to add more bubbles about each of the different types. So when we talked about triangles, we talked about scalene triangles, we talked about isosceles triangles, we talked about right triangles. Now I know that I'm going to have to add branches to all these and they're going to be in the way, so I'm going to move this out of my way so that I have room to branch off. Now we talked about polygons, we talked about squares, we talked about hexagons, and we talked about regular polygons. Now, I'm going to just move this like I did the other ones, and then we're going to work on the quadrilaterals. So, we talked about quadrilaterals, we talked about the kite, talked about the rhombus, and we talked about rectangles. So similar to what you guys are going to do for angles, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to go through your notes and you're going to attach bubbles to all of these about what you know about each of the different types of shapes that we have looked at this year. Now I'm going to add another bubble because in addition to shapes and angles, we also talked about the formulas for 2D shapes. A bubble. We're going to put this bubble up here since I have some space, and we're going to branch off. So we talked about triangles and different formulas for them. We talked about circles. And we also talked about quadrilaterals. Now, there's various formulas that we learned about each of these, so I'm going to branch all those off. For triangles, we learned about the area of a triangle. So I want you guys to put formula of area. We learned about different trig laws. And we learned about the Pythagorean theorem. Now for circles, the formulas I want you guys to know are the arc length formula. This is overlapping, so I'm gonna move circles over here so I have some space. The circumference and the area formula. And for quadrilaterals, we learned about the perimeter, find the perimeter of quadrilaterals, and the area of quadrilaterals. So I want you guys to have your mind map. It doesn't have to be exactly shaped the way mine is. It could be shaped any way you want. We're gonna but as long as you have all of these bubbles, that is perfect, and I want you guys to fill it in and bring it into class this week, okay? Alright. Good luck!